'Cause I need you, and I miss you.
That's my best friend.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. How you been? Huh? How you been? This is awkward enough? Alright, let's get on with today. So, two things today. Not much in the world of topics. We got one bit of news to talk about. But the two main things I want to cover is, one, if you haven't noticed, the color is a little off. That's because we're shooting in night vision. Just found this little nifty feature on this camera, and I thought I would go for a night drive, see how well it works. Two, and I apologize for this one, I didn't upload on Saturday. And what's happening is my work schedule is hectic. They're pulling me left, they're pulling me right, they're pulling me up, they're pulling me down, and it's just not happening for me. So we are going to be uploading every Tuesday morning from now on. Tuesday is easy for me to do. It's my day off, and I can get everything done like that. So for right now, it's going to be every Tuesday, and then it'll be every Tuesday, Saturday, and then like every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But that's a bit in the future. So the bit of news I wanted to cover is Ford has announced exactly what the Mach-E is going to be, and it's going to be a Ford Mustang SUV. Exactly what we don't want. Another crossover with a ruined badge. Mitsubishi just did it with the Eclipse. They're about to do it with the Lancer. And Ford is now going ridiculous with stuff we don't want. They took away the Focus, the Fiesta, and they gave us the Edge ST, which, whoo, it's a big porky SUV with 300 horsepower. So, let's see how that works out for them. Ford also announced this a little older. They're going to be coming out with a 4-door version of the Ford Mustang to compete with the Aston Martin Rapide. I think that's 4-door. The Porsche Panamera, and there's one other one that's the 4-door. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, they really need to stop, because from what I've heard about it and what I read, the 4-door Mustang is going to be a luxury car and going to cost around $80,000. I am beyond good. Just stop. Kill the Mustang now. Just put it out of its misery. Just do that. So, with such short topics and stuff to talk about, I thought it would be a cool video. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about. The real reason why there was no video this last week is because we had some epic weather. It got down into the 30s. We had 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. Houses blew over. Trees went airborne. It was pretty neat. It was pretty neat. But that was pretty much the real reason why there was no video this week, is because, you can't work on cars and can't really film anything when you're in a hurricane. Not a hurricane, but hurricane-esque weather. So I thought it would be a cool video to show you guys what I use to film on a daily basis. What cameras and all the other stuff that I use. So with that being said, I'm going to do a neat magic trick, and we're going to pop into my office. So ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, back in the office, guys. So, as I stated, we were going to do a what do I use video. And starting with the most important piece of equipment, the camera. So this camera is a Canon T5i. It's not the most spiffy of equipment, but it does its job very well. My only complaint about it is the autofocus sucks. And up until you get to like the Canon M50, the EOS R, and stuff like that, the autofocus just sucks in these cameras. I've tried the T7i, it sucks. But the T5i shoots 1080p at 24 frames per second, which is what I want. And it's a pretty good image quality. The lens that I'm using is an 18 by 55 3.5. It's the Canon kit lens, so it's nothing special. It's nothing to write home about, but it does its job. The other lens that I use very frequently is this lens. This is the Yingyo Digital 50 millimeter. It's a 1.8 50 mil. This is a really good lens until you go to use the autofocus. And I don't know if it's the autofocus with just this lens or this camera lens setup. What? Because even with the kit lens, the autofocus sucks. But the nifty 50. If you're going into photography or doing YouTube or anything, you have to have one of these. It's just, you toss it around, you throw it in your bag, and you wind up using this more than any other lens. Because all of my motion shots with the camera is shot with this. The vlog is the only thing shot on the 18 is because it's wide. This is really zoomed in. The other thing to note is the lesser Canons have the APS-C sensor, which is a 1.6 crop. So a 50 mil is timed by 1.6, and it comes out to like 80 mil. It's zoomed in, like you're there. But it's a good lens. You got to have one. The next piece of equipment that I use a lot is this camera. This is my B-roll camera. The film that I shot about this camera was shot on this, the little sweeping motion shots. This is a knockoff of a Canon Vixia R800. This is a Zuhulu 4K infrared night vision something or another. Shoots 24 megapixels. At least it advertises 24. It has a Sony sensor in it that shoots 13 megapixels, so I don't know how they get the 24. But it does all my B-roll. It was the first camera. It's what I shot the intro, the trailer for the GRT project with. It's got a macro lens. It's a 43 mil. It's a pretty neat lens. It's super wide. It does its job. Yet again, nothing special. These cameras you can pick up for anywhere from 150 to 260, depending on what all you get with it. This came with a bag, a tripod, 24 million attachments, its own shotgun mic, and that's the mic that I was talking about in the last video that sucked. But this is what I use. If I vlog with that camera, I use this mic. It's a Mavo VXR10. Does really good except for in the car. Same with this clump of wire. This is a Boya M1 lav mic. Good mics, just not in the car. Speaking of mics in the car, this bad boy, I don't know. Let's see if you can get, there it is. It's making its debut. That is the Rode Video mic. It's not the Pro, it's just the base model one, but it's doing a pretty good job at what I needed to do. Cuts out almost all the wind noise from the car and all the drone. So, really can't complain about it. The next couple pieces of equipment that I use are my lenses. These are my photography lenses. This is a 35 by 70 1.8. 1.2 to 1.8. So this I use for... It's a wide range of things. This one is my 70 to 200. This I use for landscapes, mountain ranges, stuff like that. You'll see a lot more on my other channel here with these lenses and stuff. And with your lenses, you got to have an ND filter if you're working outside in the sunlight and stuff. And that's where this comes in. This is a K&F Concept variable ND filter. It goes from light to dark. And it cuts out all the harsh UV lights, what really kills your exposure, and washes out the video. The next couple bits of equipment that I use is my tripod, my gimbal. Or not gimbal, glide cam, sorry. This is my Amazon Basics 60-inch tripod. It has a fluid head on it. I'm thinking this video would have been better shot outside so I could show y'all how all of it works. But this was along the lines of like $29. And it's a really good tripod for cheap. You can go upwards. There's one tripod that I really want, but I don't want to spend the $3,000 for it, because this one does a pretty good job. The fluid head could be a little smoother, but it is what it is. You get what you pay for. But it does its job. My glide cam, I'm going to take a shot at pronouncing this. Yellingu. Yawlingu? Yawlingu? Let me go with that. Yawlingu. Let's see if I can get a shot in of it. Maybe. Yawlingu. Glide cam. Does exactly that. It's not the most expensive or the coolest piece of tech. It's really just 2 weights and on a stick with a 3-axis pivot. But this is how you get your smooth motion shots, following people, sweeping shots of the car. Really good piece of equipment. You can find glide cams anywhere from like $40 to $500, depending on what brand you do. This was Amazon, $70, works phenomenal. I will be upgrading to a gimbal. I want the Ronin, or the DJI Ronin S. And next year we'll be buying that. Maybe this year for Christmas, if I'm good. But that's pretty much all the gear I use. I have camera bags for carrying all of this, but they're camera bags. They're nothing special. This is my biggest camera bag, and it's still not big enough. This is their large camera bag. It's large enough to hold the camera. Forbid you need to carry lenses and mics and tripods and gimbals and all of that. It ain't fitting. So, the only other bits of equipment that I use that I think are key pieces to this is my computer, right there, and my editing software. So my computer is a Dell Optiplex 790. Well, at least that's what the shell is. The inside is all been upgraded. Motherboard, graphics card, hard drives. It's meant to edit videos. That's what I built it for. And my editing software, there's many you can choose from, but I prefer Adobe. I use Adobe Premiere 2019 for my videos. I use Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop for my photos. Can't get easier than that. The workflow on these editing software is just phenomenal. You just click, drop, edit, and go. But that's pretty much this video. If you have any questions, comment below. If you like the video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the little ding-dong doorbell, whatever the notification icon is this week. It might be a football, because it's football season. Speaking of which, my Patriots lost, and I'm mad about it. But, comment, share, subscribe, like. If you want to help the channel, link to the Patreon page is below. And I'll see you in the next video.
That's my best friend.
Oh. I thought the video was over, guys. New project car coming.